think a lot of the things that happen in these transitions are private, and they should be. I can tell you that Mike was great. I went to Tennessee because I love Mike Vrabel. That's why I went. I loved Mike Vrabel more 2 years after working with him than I did when I got there. And I think he realizes that. I think he feels that. I love his family. And he knew that this was, in his heart, he felt like this was the best thing for me. He said, if that's what you want to do, then I want to support you in it. He was fantastic from the minute that the conversation began to take place.
Coach Day said it's going to be a collaborative effort on defense as far as who's going to be calling the defense. But he said it's going to be you're going to have the final say.
Yep.
Just your thoughts on working with Greg Madison and Larry Johnson again. Just your thoughts on working with those guys.
I got to be honest with you, I couldn't be more excited. You know, if you can imagine, we had that AFC Championship game, and then I'm out and I'm on the road and I'm not here. I don't get to see anybody. And just this week, we've been able to sit down and start to talk defense and watch the Buckeyes play. I got to watch it on the road. I took the computer with me. I watched the whole season and how well they played, how hard they played. You know, there's no reason for us to make massive changes to what they're doing defensively. What they're doing here is great. What we're doing now is great. We have great players. We have great coaches. Greg, Larry, Al, Matt, those guys have done a phenomenal job. So for me, right now, I'm in the meeting room with them in the afternoons learning what they did, trying to make sure that I'm adopting their terminology and the playbook, going to make additions to it, going to make some alterations to it, but at the same time, those guys are phenomenal coaches. I've known Greg Madison for a long, long time. When I was coaching high school football, and he was coaching at the team up north. So we've had a long relationship. Obviously, I coached with Larry, getting to know Al and Matt, and they are terrific, and so I'm really excited to be working with those guys.
Thank you. Right behind him, Bruce from Sports Illustrated Maven.
Hi, Bruce.
Hi, Kerry. I wonder the significance of your defensive coordinator, not co-defensive coordinator. Jeff Hafley was co-defensive coordinator with Greg. Was that a condition of you coming here? Is that important to you?
I don't make conditions. Ryan Day's our head coach. Don't do anything like that. I wouldn't do anything like that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not going to get real bogged down and all that. I don't think anybody will. We're in there right now. We got a lot of voices talking. We got a lot of voices listening. And it really, when he says collaborative effort, I've been a part of some really good staffs here, right? And I was just a part of a really good staff at Tennessee defensively. And I think defensive football, offensive football is best played when everybody's got a voice and everybody has input. And that's the way we're going to operate. And I can't tell you any more than that. That's how we're going to operate on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, game day. What do you guys think? What do you like here? You know, those kind of things. And that's how I anticipate the entire process going for the entire time that I'm here.
So it was not a suggestion or a condition?
Nope.
The other thing I was curious about is you were here before and you were highly successful and you've developed
Thanks.
guys who've been successful at the next level.
Thanks.
But after a couple years in the NFL, what did you learn, and why do you think you're better now? I assume you do think you're better now.
I will tell you that I am, in my opinion, you guys will be the judge of that, and obviously the scores will indicate, but I'm infinitely better than I was 2 years ago. And I can tell you exactly why. And I did not expect that, to be honest with you. I wasn't going to the Tennessee Titans or the NFL to become a better football coach. I was going there because Mike Vrabel asked me, and I love Mike Vrabel. That's why I went. But I will tell you that the experience was phenomenal, and there's really three reasons why. First of all, the volume of defense in the NFL is incredible. I have a library that is this huge, as big as all outdoors, of defensive football now. Now, you can't play it all here, but you can play some of it. You can pick and you can choose, and now we have options. And it was a great learning experience from one of the great, two of the great defensive minds in the history of football, Dean Pease and Mike Vrabel. So that was outstanding. The second thing was I got to learn another leadership style from another great leader. I have coached for and with some great leaders in my career. Mike's style is distinctly different than Urban's style. It's distinctly different than Brian Kelly's style. He has his own way of leading a team. Man, did I learn some great things from Mike. And then the last thing that I didn't expect was that you have to coach different in the NFL. You know, I thought that people told me that, you know, but you do. And when I coached high school football, I had a particular style that worked in high school football, or at least I think it did. When I came to Ohio State, I had another style, not drastically different than the high school style, right? And to be honest with you, it was pretty much this. Hey, go do that. And guess what? They go do that, right? For different reasons in high school and college, but they go do it. When you get to the NFL and you say, hey, go do that, they say, yeah, coach, that's great, but tell me why. And I'm going to be honest with you, when you have to contemplate every drill, every coverage, everything you do, and you have to have a why behind it, it makes you a much better coach. Not just because you have to think about it, but because you have to explain it to somebody. And I can't wait to get my hands on these guys and be able to start to explain to them why we're doing these things, right? Not just here's what, it will make them better. But it was a phenomenal part of the experience of being in Nashville. Hi, Bill. Good to see you again.
You too. That was kind of what I wanted to ask, but I also want to ask you, when you were here last time, you played almost exclusively press man-to-man. They've gotten away from that to some degree. It's a mixture now. What's it going to be? And Ryan said, I'm sure you talked about it. It's going to be a combination.
Absolutely.
How much more comfortable do you feel with playing zone coverage and all that stuff and teaching zone coverage now than when you were here?
And again, the great thing about spending 2 years with the Titans, we played every coverage there is. We're the only team in the NFL that played every coverage there is. We played 3 deep, we played 2 deep, we played quarters, we played press man, we played 0 man-to-man, we played 2 deep, 5 man. We played it all, because Dean has that great catalog, right? And I love what they're doing here. We're not going to change a lot of that. Now, are we going to play press man-to-man? You bet your bottom dollar we're going to play press man-to-man because we're going to be really good at it. We're going to have the guys that can do it, and we're going to be really good at it. We're going to play 3 deep, single high a whole lot because that's what they've done here and been very successful with, right? So there'll be some things, some additions. No reason for me to tell the world what they're going to be. There'll be some coverage additions to what we do, but our base is going to be single high defense. That's what we're going to play.
And you're going to have a pretty inexperienced secondary. Obviously, Sean Wade's back, but nobody else in terms of being starters. How confident are you that they'll play to the standard that last year's and previous units have?
Very. Because, first of all, because they're great players, okay? I've watched them. I recruited a bunch of them. I know who they are. I've watched them work out the last couple of days. I've watched their tape. These guys got to play a lot of ball last year, which is outstanding, right? You guys who weren't starters that get 250, 300 plays of football at high levels in critical games. And so I'm excited about that. But I've had a good chance to meet with these kids. I know what they're made of. A lot of them I've known from when they were in high school, and I'm very excited about them. Don't worry about them. We're going to be just fine, Bill. We're going to be just fine. Hi, Austin.
Hey, Kerry. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
You were still having the same success with Tennessee that you had here.
Thank you.
Those defenses looked pretty good, and you went to the AFC
Not
title
bad.
game.
Yeah, we did.
So you went there, you proved yourself. You could have probably stayed. Why is the college game, do you think, maybe a better fit? I know you've coached at every level,
Yeah.
but this was the choice you made.
Yeah.
Why?
I love Ohio State. I don't want to understate this, and I missed it. I missed the development of the player. I get goosebumps talking about this. I missed the development of the player, and we were still able to develop players at Tennessee. Those players are better, I think, than they were when we got there. Okay, so I don't think you stop developing. I don't think guys get in the NFL and they quit getting better. I really don't. I love recruiting. I love going into high schools and talking with high school coaches. I love meeting players when they're 16, 17, 18 years old and seeing that transition from a boy to a man. I love being behind the stage on a draft night and seeing a kid realize his dreams. I love coming out of that tunnel on a Saturday afternoon. I can tell you that every Sunday when I walked into the stadium in Nashville, every Sunday, there was a lady who sat by the gate, and she was a huge Titans fan. It was every Sunday. And I would go by there, and would not fail. She'd say OH, because she was also a Buckeye. They're everywhere. And Buckeye Nation is really, really powerful. I think you always make career decisions based on what's best for your family. I love my family. I have 7 grandchildren in Cincinnati. 3 of them are moving to Detroit, but that's going to be okay. And so I'm an Ohio guy. I love it. I missed it, and I'm really, really excited to be back. And I want you to understand I wasn't leaving there. I tell people this all the time. I didn't leave Tennessee. I came to Ohio State. I came back. Does that make sense? And I'm really excited to be back.
Does it feel any different? I mean, Urban's not here. Some of the other guys you worked with are
Yeah.
gone. When you walked in the Woody, did you sense a change? Did it feel exactly as you left it? What was the first day like when you were back?
Well, the first day was 4 hours long, and it was brutal, but that's okay because I had to get on a plane and go recruit. But I know this. I put my thumbprint in the little thing, and the door opened. And that was really cool, right? So I wasn't gone that long. What's up, Gene? I'm back, baby. I'm back. Amen. So there's newer, fancier things, right? There's some shiny stuff and all that kind of stuff. But, man, it felt like home. It felt like home. I'm back in the same office. It's home. And it is really, really exciting to be here, to be back here.
We're going to go with one more question in here, and then I'm going to ask Kerry to go out onto the indoor for a few minutes for a little more casual. Front row left, Doug from Cleveland.com.
Hey, Doug.
All this stuff you're saying right now is not surprising, I think, to any of us, the way you're talking about Ohio State.
Good.
So why did you leave the first time?
I'm gonna reiterate this because I think it's really important. Mike Vrabel and I sat on the same side of the table for 2 years, right? For 2 years, we're coaching here at Ohio State. And Luke and Everett, and we're drawing plays, and they're doing all that kind of stuff. And he used to lean over, and he used to elbow me. He says, when I'm head coach, I'm going to hire you. And I said, that's really good, Mike, because when I'm a head coach, I'm going to hire you. And we go back and forth, and we laugh about it. And we're friends. We're good friends. And he had a big job. And he had a new thing going on. And I'm a loyal person. And if you're my friend for life. And so he called and he asked. And for whatever reason, at that time, it felt like the right thing to do. And it did. And I'm telling you, it was not a mistake for me to go. I don't regret a single day being down there because I'm better for the experience. I'm a better coach. I'm a better man. I'm a better husband. A lot of things that I didn't expect to happen that I'm so excited about. But that's why, because he asked me. And I don't want you to think it was anything more dramatic than that. And at that time, I wasn't leaving Ohio State. I was going to work with him. I hope that makes sense to you guys. And I loved it. And that's why.
Did you ever think when you made that decision that you might be back at Ohio State someday?
It's so funny because I really believe that all of these things that happen in my career are God-directed, and I don't think that there's another thing. I really don't. This is it. And I am immersed in this. And when I was there, I was immersed in that. And I didn't think about it. I didn't look for it. I don't. So I just go and just let life take me where it's taking me. And go try to be the best I can at wherever I'm at. And I'm back because I missed it. I know what I know. I know what, and this opportunity didn't come out of the sky, right? I mean, there was a reason. And so that's why I'm back. And so I don't know the answer to that. Did I go and think I was coming back? No. But I didn't think I was going there to begin with when I came here the first time. Does that make sense?
It does. I'll finish on this. So do you think the way it did work out, you're back now with a promotion, with more responsibility, you're back with a higher salary. Did you have to leave to create this next opportunity? Do you think could you be in this very spot if you never would have left Ohio State? Or do you think you had to take that chance and learn what you learned to prove to people, I can be the defensive coordinator here?
I don't know that. You have to ask other people that question. I just show up to work and work as hard as I can and do the best job I can and see how things go. I mean, I really don't have an answer for that because that's out of my hands, right? I didn't feel that. I wasn't saying, hey, I got to go somewhere else in order to come back. I didn't say I got to go somewhere else to advance my career. I really don't think of my career in those terms. I hope, and maybe that, I don't know, maybe I just don't think about things. But I certainly don't think about that. Does that make sense? I don't know. I do want to say one thing in general, Jerry, before. I just want to tell you guys how much I appreciate your professionalism. This was a long process, right? And you guys know that. And there was a lot of stuff going on. And you had opportunities to do things that might have been less professional than the way you were. And the manner in which you handled things in this entire process, and some of you reached out and some of you didn't, and I get all of that. I just want you to know how much I appreciate that. I value your professionalism and the way you guys do your work. It meant a lot to me and enabled me to do my job and finish as well as we did and as well as we could in my other job. So I just want to tell you guys, I just really appreciate that very much. I want to thank you for that. Okay? Thanks.